All right. Okay, I think we're good. Good morning, everybody. Soul Commodore here again, back at you live. And we're here doing some more of this painting. You can see more of the painting over here as well. It's pretty big. I think it's going to end up being 50 inches by 30 inches. So, fairly big. But yeah, today we're at a slightly different angle because I'm actually going to bring you up close because we're going to be doing a lot of the shoreline and a lot more details around this again. So, yeah, it's going to be a lot of close-up work. So yeah, hopefully you're game for that, and we will get started as soon as I grab my paint palette and get my paint brushes together. But I hope you all are having a wonderful day so far. Happy Super Bowl Sunday, even though it's probably Monday for some of you. But still, I hope you're having a good Super Bowl Sunday. Whether you watch the Super Bowl or not, I know we're planning on watching it today. So we're just going to get some paint together. A little bit of black, a little bit of red. And we will need some yellow. We are going to need some yellow because in order to do skin tones, you do need some yellow. And of course some blue and some white. So we're just going to get that together. You can get a little more white than that. And some blue. There we go. All right. So now that we've got that together, throw this over here. And let's bring you in closer, shall we? I'll try to do this without dropping the camera. Which means I gotta bring this closer. Very intimate setup today. Okay, is that going to be a good angle? I think so. What I am going to do is to get a little more light on this because we are kind of in the corner. I am going to grab my ring light and where are we going to attach this? Now you might be saying to yourself, TJ, couldn't you have done this all before the stream started? And the answer is yes. But I didn't. Because I didn't. So, that's that. Okay. So let's see if we can get some extra light on this. And I think that's good. Let me come over here and see. Yeah, as long as I don't ruin the white balance, I think we're good. All right. So this is a little more cramped than usual, but that's okay. So I wonder if it would be better if the camera was lower. Let's try that for a second. Yeah, I think there we go. Alright, so now we're finally gonna grab our brush. Our first brush of the day. This is going to be a small, tiny little brush because we're going to start with painting some more rocks on the shoreline. That's going to be our starting point. And I'll grab my palette. Okay. And I'll try to stay out of the way of the camera. There we go. Very close. Nice and up close. So we're just gonna make some decisions of where some of these rocks are gonna be. So right now I'm just kind of throwing down the shadow. But yeah, if anybody watches the Super Bowl, do you have a rooting interest? Is there a team that you kind of hope wins, a team that you hope loses? Feel free to let me know. We'll use that one in a second. All of my short brushes are in kind of rough shape, unfortunately. But that's okay, we'll manage. It's not the end of the world. Okay. Now we're gonna start putting on a lighter gray to represent the tops of the rocks. Maybe not that light. Let's darken that up a bit. There we go. So we're just throwing in some light and shadow. Oop. There we go. Nice. It's not looking too bad. Yeah, that's good. Then we're gonna throw in a bunch of little like pebbles and stuff. Just like so. I think we're gonna throw a few down here. Well, parts of those were a little bit brighter than I wanted it to be, but that's okay. We'll just throw in a darker shadow color. Make it a little better. There we go. All right, so that's some good rock work, I think. So now we're going to shift a little bit and start doing a little more along the shoreline itself, kind of extending part of it out into the water. Oops. We are just going to kind of suggest that this shoreline is extending out into the water. There we go. And we're just kind of doing this lightly just because we want to suggest that the shoreline is actually extending out under the water, and you can see a little bit of it as the surf comes in. So it's very, very light. Not a whole lot of paint on the brush. We don't want a lot of paint. That is the opposite of what we want in this circumstance. Because we're just trying to suggest the water being here, you know? Or the land being here under the water. And it's going to get a little bit lesser as we move up here. Here we go. And we'll do just a little bit more, just up here. Okay. So I think that looks pretty good. Nice, I like that. Okay, so next thing's next. We're going to get a, if I can find it, we're going to get a brand new brush. I haven't used this one yet. This one right here. What's up, Zell? How's it going? How are you today? So a la model. Hopefully the bot doesn't decide to start randomly timing out people again. Because I know you've already been a victim of that. Was a victim of that yesterday. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. Also, I heard, I saw your message. I didn't read it out loud, but I did see your thing yesterday about how the Twitch bot is better because it lets you see what they got timed out for, like what the message was. So I'll have to look into that. Because that was kind of frustrating yesterday, not knowing why people were getting timed out. So we're gonna grab a little bit of blue in with this white. But yeah, I hope you're having a good day so far. So now basically we're taking some white and some blue and we're blending this shore in that we just painted to really give it the appearance of being underwater. I'm tired and need to go shopping. I just did a bad job of keeping up with groceries. Ah, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I know that feeling well. Okay. So here we go. Oh, my knees. Do I have anybody who streams super late? Other than Chris and Zeph, not really, actually. There is one guy who was a childhood friend of mine, who does like a lot of like racing games and stuff. But he streams all sorts of different times. Like sometimes he's on during the middle of the day. Sometimes he's on like at midnight. I'll have to look up his name because it's one of those names where it's like letters, like it's his name and then like a bunch of numbers, and I don't know what the numbers. Oh, and you wake up and after being up too long and go, WTF? Where? When did you go live? Yeah, yeah. That's happened sometimes. Is that what happened to you last night? Alright, and we're just moving on down the line here. But now you know that this person goes live at like your 4 a.m. Ah, fair enough. That song cut in right in the middle, so I have a feeling that that means that the previous playlist didn't loop. So excuse me for a second while I just check that. Oh, that's weird. It just, well, let's start up here. There we go. Now it's actually starting at the beginning of the playlist. All right. But yeah, that can definitely sometimes be pretty jarring. Just the differences in schedules. Oops. They used to stream a lot earlier too. Ah, I see. Yeah, then that definitely would be jarring. Okay, I think that's starting to come across now that this part of the shoreline is underwater. I think we're starting to get there. You know a bunch of people that just get up at 4 p.m. Well, that's fair. That's fair. See, like, I'm a night owl, but I still, you know, because of work and everything, I do have to get up in the morning. But some people are, like, truly night owls and do that, where they wake up at 4 p.m. and that's when their day gets started. Actually, I didn't want that there. That's fine. We'll fix it in post. Okay. So now we're just going to add a few white lines to really suggest like small waves coming in. But nothing too like extreme or anything. We're gonna like wash some of them out even. But yeah, other than that timeout business, yesterday's stream was fun. A lot of new people came in who I hadn't seen before, which was kind of cool. There's that person in there who speed runs Breath of the Wild, and I was like, oh, I hope you're not expecting that here. Because I cannot speed run this game. But it was a fun time. Nice way to spend a Saturday morning. And then my girlfriend and I had brunch after, which was nice. A little pre-anniversary brunch. Since we both have to work on our anniversary, like our actual anniversary, and we've got stuff to do in the evening, so we figured, well, we'll have a little brunch. I could probably do one, maybe, but I don't know if I want to devote that much time to learning how to route a speed run. I'd rather just relax and play the game. That particular game, like I am gonna try speed running other games, but that one in particular, I just like relaxing with it. Okay, so I'm just taking a step back here, looking what we need to do in terms of this shoreline, what we could add, what we could take away. And while we do that, I'm gonna have a little snack because my girlfriend is amazing. She gave me my Valentine's Day gift early. She got me a kilo of cinnamon hearts. Now, for those of you who don't know me in my personal life, these are my favorite candy. So I'm gonna be munching on these for a while. My dentist is gonna hate me, but it needs to be done. My girlfriend's pretty much the best. The absolute best. See, I said this was a new brush, but I got these brushes in the same batch as the older brushes that I said that I need to get rid of. And this is the reason why I say that I need to invest in some new brushes. It's not supposed to be that easy to unseat the tip of the brush. Now I could just put some super glue in there, but I shouldn't have to do that. Like, this is straight out of the package. Like, as far as artist recommendations go, I do not recommend Artist Loft brushes. I do the Boomy Zoomy well. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you think so. I'm not as consistent with it as I would like to be, but I decided I'm going to add a little bit more land under this water. So we're just getting our sand color together. White, black, red, and some yellow. And a little bit more black. And again, I don't want a whole lot of paint on this brush. So we're going to dab it out a bit. I'm just going to extend this out just a little bit more. We're doing like a second level here. Yeah, that's a little bit too much, but that's okay because we're going to wash it out. Same with that. Because now we're going to wash off this brush and go back in with some white paint mixed with the blue, and we'll be good. So as far as future streams go, there's going to be a few changes coming to the schedule, which I'll keep you all updated on. And of course, there's a schedule command for the chat that I'm going to edit and change up once those changes come into being. Just some stuff is changing in our schedules, so it's not a big change. Basically, the Tuesday art streams are probably going to be moving to Monday. Yeah, it's going to be moving to Monday, and these Sunday streams are probably going to shift an hour earlier, to 10 a.m. Eastern instead of 11. Oh, and then this Tuesday there's supposed to be an art stream, but that's going to be canceled because that is our anniversary. So I'm not going to be streaming on our anniversary. So I'm going to take the night off. Wait. Oh. Oh yeah, you said. Oh yes, 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 I did. That's right. Yeah. It's someone else's birthday too. I think it's the Kidney Gamer's birthday. Either that or some other like occasion in his life. On the 15th. 15th is a. I've noticed there's a lot of. There's a lot of streamers that I watch whose birthdays are in February. It's interesting. But yes, that is our anniversary. And I'm pretty sure it's Kidney Gamer's birthday too, on the 15th. It's a popular day. But yeah, that day I'm gonna take the day off to from streaming just to relax, spend some time with my girlfriend. It's gonna be 4 years together, which really hasn't felt like 4 years. Like it's like the time's gone by like that. I just learned that it's hard to snap with a paintbrush in your hands. Yeah, you have a bunch between January and February for streamer birthdays. Yeah, popular months. And then mine is in March. Later in March, but still in March. Okay, we're almost there with this shoreline. Okay. I think that looks pretty good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a few more shadows on this beach. I'm going to wash off our brush first. See, this is what I mean. So one of the ways that I dry a brush is to kind of like pull it, right? So if I grab onto the bristles and you know, because I do that, right, to help dry off the brush. But I do that, and then the head just comes right off. Like, it's very annoying. That annoyance calls for more cinnamon hearts. Where did I put them? Ah, they're back on the bed. All right. It's okay, I gotta sit back and see where I want all these shadows to lay anyway. Oh, these are so good. Cinnamon hearts are like, they're just gold. It's gold, Jerry. Gold! How are we for time? Oh, it's almost noon already. Wow. I feel like we've accomplished a lot. And yet not that much. But I think we really nailed down the look of the shore extending out underneath the water. Which I'm pleased how that turned out, because again, that's another new technique for me. I've never done that before. So we're just exploring new things. Which is fun. All right. So I think I figured out where I want these shadows to lay on this beach. I think so. We'll find out if it actually works. Okay. A few more cinnamon hearts, then we'll get back to work. Okay, there we go. Ooh. I'm going to add a few more rocks in this area here. There we go. Now we'll add a few more highlights. And then we'll move on to the beach itself. Okay. There we go. Not bad, not bad. Okay. So now we'll go in and we'll start painting our beach. Need a little bit more white for the highlights. There we go. Oops. Didn't mean to do that, but that's okay. We'll just put this highlight back in on this rock. There we go. Okay, so now we're gonna start putting in some more shadows and kind of blending those out. Just to give this a little bit more depth, you know? Okay. Okay. Oh, when did that happen? I got some yellow paint up here. That's okay. We can edit that out. It's not a big deal. Yellow is actually one of the easier colors to cover up if you accidentally put it somewhere. At least with acrylic paint. I've found it's one of the easier colors to conceal if you accidentally make a mistake. Of course, your mileage may vary, but for me, I've always found that yellow is easiest to fix. Red is hard to fix, I find. Red is very hard to fix. If you accidentally put some red somewhere that you don't want it, that's harder to fix, in my opinion. I got a little overzealous with this, but that's alright. Okay, let's clean off that brush, and we'll go back in with some white and blue again, and just do this all over again. We're going back and forth, but really what this is going to do is going to give us a really, really nice looking beach. Which is funny because it's at the very bottom corner of this very big painting. So it may seem kind of weird that we're spending this much time on something that isn't going to be the focal point, but I would say that's all the more reason to, because you want all of the elements of your painting to work together. and be cohesive and like all look good. So if you neglect one area just because it's not going to be the focal point, like it kind of does the rest of your painting a disservice, I find. Oh, excuse me. Like I said, we're gonna just start by covering up this yellow spot that I accidentally put on the canvas. And we'll have to do a couple of coats, but still, not too bad. I don't ever question the soul. Well, I appreciate that. But I'm always accepting of constructive criticism and people asking questions. All right, so now we're gonna come back down here. As we listen to my favorite tune on this playlist, and we're just gonna blend all this out again, just like before. Introduce a little bit of blue to keep it consistent. There we go. Nice and easy. Easy like Sunday morning. Okay. Oh. Not bad, not bad, not bad. There we go. And now we're gonna do a little bit more of that over here. There we go, to simulate some small little waves just hitting the shore. Not even waves, just little ripples hitting the shore. There we are. Now one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to keep that color on my brush, but I am going to add some of the beach color because I want to make some of the stuff closer to the beach look damp, so it's going to be a little bit darker while keeping some of the color of the water, some of the color of the beach. So basically this is a combination of all of the three colors that I use. Well, there was some white right on the tip of that for some reason. Okay, we're almost there. We'll just continue down the shoreline. It's too much white. A little bit too much white. I'm going to add a few more rocks down here closer to the water. because this is more of a rocky beach actually. More rocks than sand. Well, actually, there's a lot more sand than rocks, but you know what I mean. Okay, so it's about 1/4 after noon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a small break, just get some water, stretch my legs a little bit because I've been kneeling for a while. And yeah, we'll be back here in just a couple of minutes. So everybody just hang tight, and we will see you in just a couple of minutes. So stay tuned. Alright, and we're back. Thank you for waiting, everybody. Also, don't mind me, my mouth is full of cinnamon hearts. Alright. So we can grab another new brush. As I munch and crunch over here. I'm gonna munch. I'm gonna crunch. Because I realized that, well, I kind of washed out some of the shadow work that I did in here, so we're gonna introduce some shadows again. And again, we're spending a lot of time on this beach, but gotta make sure it looks good, you know? The vibe of this song kind of reminds me of a cross between Kendrick Lamar's Mama and You Ain't Gotta Lie. I don't know why, but there's just certain elements to it. Particularly the electric piano, I think, that really just gives me that vibe. Okay, that's a little better. But now I do want to reintroduce a little bit of a lighter, sandy tone. Once again. Because it's all that is, right? It's highlights and shadows. That's what gives you depth. Oh. It's what gives people depth, you know. It's why in stories that we tell, like Goody Two Shoes, are so boring. Because there's not really much depth to their character. You know, obviously that's not universally true. There are some good characters, but that I remember taking a course on superhero films and superhero literature in university. One of my film courses, and we talked about the difference between DC and Marvel. Whereas DC started out as, you know, very much the hero comes in and saves the day. That is kind of ironic. Yeah, but the hero comes in and saves the day. You know, where the conflict is external, right? The major conflict with the character is external. In the original stories of like Batman and Superman, obviously, you know, the main conflict is external. Marvel comes in, and what Marvel did is they started introducing a lot more internal conflicts with their characters. You know, characters that have character flaws, you know, very, very flawed. I mean, you know, look at the Hulk, right? He only gains his superpowers when he gets super, super angry, which is a fault, right? Watchmen. Every single one of those characters has a... Is Watchmen Marvel? It may not be Marvel. But you get... I hope you get my point. Basically, like, Marvel started the trend of the superheroes not being good for the sake of being good, but being good despite their flaws, you know? There's a lot more internal conflict. And I think it makes for more interesting characters, you know. It's why people love the anti-hero, right? So. But that's just my 2 cents. We don't like... Yeah. Everyone universally hates a goody two-shoes, but everyone is expected to bend over backwards and be nice about everything people do. We don't like a goody two-shoes, but everyone should be one. Flawed hero. Yeah. Yeah. And obviously, like, people should strive to be good. But, yeah, just in literature, at least, in, like, fiction, goody two-shoe characters are just kind of boring. They're one-dimensional. They're often written one-dimensionally. Oh yeah. Yeah, there's definitely a difference between being good and being agreeable. It's sort of like the difference between being nice and being kind, right? like being kind, like you can kindly tell someone that what they're doing is wrong, right? Like, it's not nice to have to confront someone in that way, but you can do it in a kind way, you know, with manners and all that kind of stuff. There's a difference. We should all be allowed our opinions even if we all don't agree. Yeah. Yeah. Of course, like, there are some opinions that just are terrible opinions, but yeah. Yeah. Ooh, a paint stream. Yes. Hello, Redria Plays. How are you today? Yeah, we're doing a little bit of paint stream today. This is the other side of me when I'm not gaming. But yeah, being constantly agreeable is it just kind of allows people to walk over you, you know? For the longest time in my own life, the biggest thing I was scared of besides disappointing people, like this is when I was like younger, even into like my first couple of years of university. The worst thing that someone could ever say to me, because I tried to be so agreeable, was I disagree. You know. Now it's like no big thing. It's like, well, okay, that's fine. But at one time in my life, that was like the worst thing that anyone could say to me. Opinions should be separated from prejudices. I don't think a prejudice is an opinion. It takes its own place as something separate. Yeah. Yeah. I would say that a lot of opinions are born out of prejudices. You know. Hello, Chitanda. How are you today? By the way, Chitanda, I apologize. Yesterday, I was watching the VOD, and I realized that I forgot to answer one of your questions. You had asked what my favorite piece that I've done is. And I actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I haven't posted it anywhere. I don't even have a title for it, but we did it on stream. Let me grab it for you. I'm gonna move the camera a little bit. Nice painting. Thank you. Thank you. I'm just going to move this stuff out of the way because this is kind of a big painting. But for the longest time, this painting that I did that I called Tension was my favorite. This painting here that I did a couple of years ago was my favorite for the longest time. Also, excuse me, I've still got some cinnamon hearts in my mouth. But I have to say that at this point, one of the pieces that I've done on stream for this show that I'm putting together is now my favorite painting. And that's, I'm going to move the camera up so that we have more room. You get to see a little bit of our messy bedroom, but that's all right. Let me turn that way. This piece here. This is my new favorite. And again, it doesn't have a name yet. I have a feeling I know what I'm going to name it, but this is my new favorite piece that I've done. Because this is sort of like the direction that I'm going with this show. This is like exactly the look that I want in it, right? Like this is exactly it. So, this is my favorite piece so far. All right, let's turn this back around. As again, I'm munching on cinnamon hearts because my girlfriend is a beautiful person and bought me a bunch of cinnamon hearts for an early Valentine's Day present. His Breath of the Wild is okay. I would agree with that, Zell. Well, that's awesome. The art I do is mostly just using Photoshop or Illustrator. Hey, that's perfectly legitimate. I don't do a whole lot of digital art, so that's pretty impressive to me. Holy cow! Well. Thank you, Chitanda. I appreciate that. It's crazy how different that looked before I Bob Rossed it. Yeah, but that's that painting there. Yeah, that square one is my favorite one so far. Okay, let's bring you all back in. And grab this small brush again. So this piece is going to be part of this show that I've called tracking, because part of the reason I called it tracking is because when I glitch the painting up, it kind of looks like, if you remember from old VCRs, when the tape would start to kind of warp, you would have to press the tracking button in order to get it back. That's where the title comes from. The show kind of explores the deconstruction of reality through the glitch. That sort of takes its inspiration from a lot of like people my age, because I'm 31. A lot of people my age not being able to do things in their life that their parents or their grandparents or previous generations have been able to do, like buy a house, start a family, just because it's not, whether it's for financial reasons or environmental reasons, it's just like it's not tenable to do so, and it's not accessible, right? And me, like, I guess part of it that plays into it too, that I didn't really realize until I was thinking about it the other day. But a lot of those barriers have been present for me, just on top of like the added barriers that are on me due to the color of my skin. That plays a lesser role, but sometimes, like, being confronted with prejudiced views kind of tears down reality for you, because you think it's one way or another. So that plays into it as well. That's the vibe I'm going for with this show. Of course, people can draw their own conclusions. They can just think they're cool abstract paintings that look a little bit real, and they're just cool to look at, and I'm fine with that too. You haven't painted in a long time. Hey, that's fair. That's fair. I actually haven't drawn anything in a long time. Because I also do charcoal drawings, but I haven't done one of those in a while. But anyway, that's the conceit of the show. That's kind of the inspiration of it, where reality is kind of deconstructing itself, like it's glitching out. Things aren't the way that they're supposed to be. And this piece is going to be part of that show. And what I'm going to glitch out in this one is this gentleman here that's kind of floating in the water. He's not having the greatest time. But this part of him, like from here up, basically this is all going to be glitched. And it's going to be a very small part of the painting that's glitched, as opposed to the other one where it's basically the entire painting. Have I painted any animals? Not that I can remember. I don't think I have. I painted a pond with a frog in it once, but I don't think I've ever painted any animals straight up. I've drawn animals. I've done quite a few commissions for people and gifts for people for their like just drawings of their pets. I've done that plenty. But I don't think I've ever been asked to paint an animal. And I don't think I've ever painted an animal in any of my own personal work. At least not to my recollection. But yeah, this painting here is exciting because it's another big one. It's 50 inches by 30 inches. So it's going to be fun to stretch this one once I finish it and go to put it on a stretcher. I should paint the Okami wolf. Well, the Okami wolf is fantastic. So that's not a bad idea. Okay. What time are we at? I'm going to just take a step back again. Just look at this from a distance, see what we're going to do next. I have a feeling I know what I'm going to do next. You adore seeing the traditional art. Well, thank you, Redbeard. Yeah, I like it's a smaller community on Twitch, so I'm happy to be part of it. You know, just out here, just making some stuff. You know, having some fun. Just throwing some stuff on a canvas. And in case anybody's curious, this is acrylic paint. This is acrylic paint. I do enjoy working with oils, but I don't really have the space to do oils justice in that, like, because oil paint still kind of has a smell to it, and even like the water soluble oil paint, like, it still has kind of a smell to it. And I paint in our bedroom. Like, this is my studio is our bedroom, so I don't really want our bedroom to smell like oil paint. So I stick with acrylic, because acrylic, if you put it on in large enough quantities, it does kind of have a smell, but it goes away. But oil paint, you know, doesn't dry for a long time, so. But yeah, I also really like acrylic paint. My wife follows a woodworker who's pretty big. Nice, nice. I can see the same thing happening one day for the commode. Well, maybe. You know, I've thought about that. Not that I've thought about getting big or anything, but sometimes I see Twitch people who, you know, like, so many people watch their streams and their chat is just going, right? And they couldn't possibly humanly keep up with the chat, right? And I don't know if I'd ever want to get that big, because I do really enjoy engaging with people in the chat. You know, I really do. I like talking to people. I like answering questions. And when a chat's moving that fast, like, there's no way to, right? Once again, excuse the cinnamon hearts. I can't get enough of them. Did I go to art school and get a degree in art? I did. I went to the University of Western Ontario and got a I forget the name of my degree, but it was an arts degree. But the thing is, I kind of got fairly disillusioned with Western, because point blank, their art program when I was there wasn't very good. There were some great professors, but other professors weren't great. And I found myself, like, around third, fourth year starting to get really disillusioned, because I realized, like, that I haven't really learned anything, especially with painting. A lot of this stuff I've learned just by trying stuff out and by watching other artists and seeing how they work, right? That's where I've gotten a lot of the techniques that I do now. It's kind of developing them on my own, and, like, seeing other artists and being like, ooh, let me see if I can, like, adapt that a little bit, or, like, try it and see how that works for me. But yeah, Western
their I can't speak to their art program now because I haven't been back since I graduated. But when I was there, I was getting very, very disillusioned with it. And to be honest, I wasn't that great a student either. You just graduated recently with a degree in graphic design. Nice, nice. Well, congrats. Congrats. That's huge. Is that is that the line of work that you want to get into, or do you want to like kind of just keep that as like a not a hobby, but like you want to just kind of keep that for yourself and just kind of play around with it, or do you want to like turn it into a full-on career? I guess that was kind of a clunky way to ask that question, but yeah, I think it'd be cool. Although I'm also interested in getting a job in the movie industry, like to be a oh, nice, nice. Yo, mad respect to directors. Like that would be such a tough job. But no, that's really cool. That's really cool. Do you have any idea of what type of films you'd like to direct one day, if you went that route? I know we're back to doing this again, but it's just all part of building up the base, right? Now we're gonna go in with our other one. Action adventure would be cool. Yeah, yeah, that would be cool. But yeah, like mad respect to directors because they're under such immense pressure because they have to like direct the actors. They have to like, they're kind of the boss of everything. And then at the same time, they've got like the studio heads and the producers like on their breathing down their necks, to stay within budget and all that kind of stuff. I was watching the making of the movie Alien, and with Ridley Scott, like Ridley Scott really took that project to heart and really wanted to make it like something special. And he had storyboarded the movie, and that's what the movie originally I think had like it was like a $4 million budget, and then Ridley Scott did all the storyboards for it, and then the budget jumped up to like $8 million, right? Which was still kind of a tight budget, even for 1979. It was a tight budget for the movie that Ridley wanted to make. So he's like stressed out, and then the producers were there every single day, like making sure that the project stayed on budget and stayed on time, and they would be like they're like counting the minutes, and they'd be asking Ridley like, "Why are you shooting so long?" And it was just like, just crazy amount of pressure. Okay. There, that's better. Yeah. this is going well. I'm pretty happy with this for now. That might change, but for now I'm pretty pleased with how this is going. Okay, now we gotta come over here. I've made a pretty good amount of storyboards over the last few years. Fair. Yeah, storyboarding is fun. I did a storyboard for a music video project in high school that I think is still up on my YouTube page. No, it's not a think. I know it's still up on my YouTube page. It's the first video I ever uploaded to YouTube. That was fun. That was fun. And much like with Ridley Scott, my teacher, we got that project, I think, the first week of October, or maybe the last week of September, when I was in grade 12. And we were supposed to do a storyboard. And my teacher saw my storyboard, and he was like, you know what? Take as long as you need to film this thing. So I actually got to work on it until December, which was really, really cool. That was a fun project. My one, because I was in high school, my one regret about that video is that I didn't include credits, because like a bunch of people helped me out with it. So one of these days I gotta go and put the credits in, even just in the description, because a bunch of people helped me out with that project. And I don't know why at the time I didn't think of putting in credits. Hey, Jake from the Woods, welcome in. That is the Commodore's music video for Zoom. Yeah, it's like a 7-minute song. So it was a long music video. But yeah, my teacher, Mr. Snyder, was like, yeah, take as long as you need with it. And then when I was in my first year university, he submitted it without my knowledge to a local video, like student video contest, and it won like the main prize. And they showed it at the theater, and my family went. I was in London at school, so I couldn't go. But yeah, my brother who was in the video got to my younger brother who's in the video got to go up and accept the award. So that was kind of cool. Is that up anywhere? Yeah, that's up on my YouTube channel, Jake. It's just Timothy Jamar. It's the very first video that I did. Yeah, it's still up. If y'all go seek that out, you can see me with my big old afro that I had in high school. Which I'm pretty sure, like, if I picked out my hair now, I could probably get that again. I need to cut my hair. Yeah. What oh, why did that peak so loud? My goodness. I hope I haven't been peaking this whole time. I really hope I haven't been peaking this whole time. But anyway, Chitanda, what kind of things have you storyboarded? Is my art a full-time job or just a hobby? It's funny. It's not a full-time job. Like, it's not really a job. But I've kind of made this my secondary career, if you will. Trying to get shows, like putting together, like putting all my stuff on a website and social media, and like selling prints and commissions and originals and all that kind of stuff. So it's not a full-time job, but it's not. I mean, of course you can monetize a hobby, but I don't treat it as a hobby, as like something that I do every once and again. I don't paint every day, and I don't draw every day, because because sometimes I just don't have an idea of what I want to do. But when I'm like gearing up for something, I really like get into it. So I treat it as a little bit more than a hobby, but not that there's anything wrong with hobbies or like treating something that you love as a hobby. I just sort of treat this as sort of my second career, if you will. But I do have like a regular like 9-to-5 job. That, as a lot of people in this chat can attest to, brings me into a lot of meetings. Mostly stuff for YouTube videos or ideas I have for movies that I love to make. Nice. Do you have any of those ideas that you'd care to share in chat? Just because I find that interesting. I agree with what you're saying. It isn't your job, but you're serious about it. You want to succeed. Yeah. Like, if I could do art full time, in a heartbeat, I would. But I'm not at that stage yet. Maybe one day, but for now, I'm not there yet. You feel the same way about your art with your streaming? That is fair. Okay. What do I want to do here? I feel like I should have a smaller brush for this, but we'll try it. Yeah, I should get a smaller brush. I don't like how that was going. Okay, let's try that again. Why did that kind of fall apart there? Oh well. I don't know about that. I do not know about that. That might be a little too on the nose. Hey, spilling paint water everywhere. Oh, by the way, Jake, if you're still here, how excited are you for tonight? Jake from the Woods, he's an in real life friend of mine. He's also a huge Rams fan who happened to be in the Super Bowl that they're playing today. So. You're not doing so well. Yeah, I think you're right, Zell. He doesn't seem very excited, more nervous. That's fair enough, though. Bundle of nerves. Considering his team is going to lose. Ooh. Wow. What happened to the screen? What do you mean? Because everything seems to be working on my end. I've been making a lot of weird noises. That's fair. Did it freeze on your end, Chitanda? Oh, never mind. I guess it was Twitch. Ah. Yeah. Twitch just doing Twitch things. Fair. I thought it was like, what's wrong with your face? I mean, that is also a valid question. Okay. Let's get in here and striate this out again. Because I kind of messed that up a minute ago. There we go. That's better. How long have I been doing art? I've been practicing art seriously since 2014. In terms of like, I wasn't as fervent in trying to get into shows and everything when I was that age. But yeah, I've been doing this since professionally. I've considered myself a professional artist since 2014. But I've been doing art of all kinds since I was like a very, very little kid, like 2 or 3 years old. Okay, so I think this is gonna do it for today. We spent basically the whole day working on this beach, but you know what? I think it ended up turning out pretty good. I think that ended up working out pretty well. Yeah. And then I'll kind of move things. Then we can take a look at the painting as a whole. Well, as much as we can. Because it's a little bit difficult just with the size of the painting. But we'll do our best. I can't believe you're older than me. Yeah. Looks awesome. Thank you. Thank you. But this is the painting as a whole right now. It's a little skewed just because it's so big. I don't have all of it in there, but it's working pretty well. Yeah. So, I'm going to leave it there, and then we're going to raid someone. I'm going to have to raid and run because my girlfriend and I have an appointment to go snow tubing that kind of came up at the last minute today. But that should be fun. So I got to go raid somebody and then get ready for that. So, we'll find somebody to raid right now. Let me turn off this light because it's right in my face. But yeah, thank you everybody for coming out today. I really appreciate it. Appreciate you all checking out what we do here. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's see who's doing what. Who is doing what right now? Let's go into art. And let's search traditional art. Sort by viewers, low to high. I didn't know that was an option. That would have been nice to know. Okay. Oh wow, there's not very many people doing art today. Interesting. There's actually not very many people on doing anything. What about this person? Yeah. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Chitanda. I will try. I will definitely try. Okay. What's this person up to? Oh, it's an ad. We gotta wait and see until after the ad. But that's okay. Oh, this ad is so long. My goodness. Yeah, maybe that's the way I gotta go. Cause yeah, there's not much going on in the arts right now. But let's see. Oh, what about this? This dude's doing oil paint, I think. But he doesn't allow raids. Okay. You know what? We're going to change over to actually, you know what? If anybody in chat has any recommendations, feel free to throw them in, like whether they're art or gaming, because yeah, we might have to go that way. Sometimes Sundays are weird. Sometimes Sundays, like, there's a bunch of people making artwork, and then some days like today there's like no one. So yeah, feel free to throw someone out in chat if you find anybody. Oh, thank you, Chitanda. You too. Yeah, like, you will have a million people on sometimes. Actually, you know what? We're going to, because I've rated this person before, and they're playing Halo Infinite right now. But they're a cool dude. So we're gonna go raid Kaninvi TV. because they're pretty cool. They're very cool. I really enjoy their stuff. So we're gonna go say hello to them. So we'll start raid, and there we go. All right. So once again,
Hello.
yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day and a wonderful rest of your weekend. Or I guess if your weekend is over, if it's Monday, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Our next stream is actually going to be Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, UTC 5. Because Tuesday we would usually stream and we would be working on this painting, but that's our anniversary, so I'm going to take that night off. But we'll be back on Wednesday playing Breath of the Wild, and then Thursday will be our next painting stream, same time, 6 p.m. Eastern. But yeah, thank you for checking out the stream, Jake. I appreciate it. And we're going to go say hello to Peter over at Caninvi TV, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. And if you're watching the Super Bowl, enjoy the Super Bowl. All right, take it easy, everybody. And keep your stick on the ice.